much, now I'm swallowed.
Boxing legend Smith has taken us down memory lane, reliving his top Mike Tyson moments. Smith, who's spent over 30 years covering the sport, admits he was a Tyson fan long before he got behind the mic. Back in the day, he was just as mesmerized as the rest of the world by Iron Mike's unstoppable rise to the top of the heavyweight division. Tyson was a force of nature in the 1980s, plowing through opponents and making history as the youngest heavyweight champion ever. But his invincible image took a shocking hit when Buster Douglas, a 42-1 underdog, knocked him out in a moment that left the boxing world stunned. Smith still sees that fight as boxing's ultimate upset. "That'll be talked about in boxing history as probably the biggest ever," he said. Sure, Andy Ruiz's knockout of Anthony Joshua was a big deal, but nothing compares to the 1990 upset in Tokyo when Douglas took down Tyson. What makes this story even crazier is that Douglas was fighting with a huge emotional weight. He'd just lost his mother the week before. Pushing through 10 brutal rounds, Douglas fought with everything he had. And when he put Tyson on the canvas, it was the image that stuck. Tyson scrambling, his mouthpiece out, desperately trying to get up. It was a sight that Smith says will be forever etched in his memory. Smith remembers watching that legendary moment during his college days in the US, surrounded by fellow fans who couldn't believe what they were seeing. "I remember where I was," he recalled. "I was in America at university, and there were grown men, big American football players, in tears as Tyson's unbeatable aura shattered that night in Tokyo." For many, Tyson was more than just a boxer. He was the unstoppable force in a pair of gloves. Before Tokyo, he was 37-0, an icon who'd obliterated his opponents, mostly by knockout. But behind the scenes, all wasn't as it seemed. Tyson himself, in his autobiography, admitted his mind wasn't on the fight at all. By the time he boarded the plane to Japan on January 8, 1990, he was already mentally checked out, more interested in partying than in Douglas. He hadn't even bothered to study Douglas' past fights, seeing him as just another easy target. When Tyson stepped into the ring in Tokyo, everyone assumed it was just another win in the making. But as we all know now, it was far from it. Douglas, defying the odds and with pure determination, changed the course of boxing history that night. Tyson's knockout loss wasn't just an upset, it was a seismic shift in the sport, breaking the myth of Tyson's invincibility and leaving the boxing world forever changed. Smith, like many fans, will always remember that fight as the night Mike Tyson went from unbeatable champion to just another man. Buster Douglas took down an icon, and in doing so, pulled off what Smith calls one of the biggest upsets in boxing history,